This week the President will come up and make his State of the Union speech to the Congress, and it'll be an opportunity for all of us to examine his last year in office, his first 2 years in office, and I think one thing that the American people are obviously feeling is the impact of his policies with respect to inflation. And if you look at overall inflation, it's 13.5% increase in the cost of everything since this President took office, but more particularly if you look at food, which is where a lot of people experience that cost, it's much higher than that. It's 18.6% increase in the cost of food since President Biden took office. For basic items like eggs, 60% increase, 30% increase for butter, 24% increase for lettuce, and so these are the types of costs that the American people are experiencing on a daily basis, and I hope the President will address that issue and what he intends to do to address this rampant inflation that has been so harmful to the pocketbooks of everyday Americans. As we think about the cost of food and those who produce it, this is a Farm Bill year, and that's an issue that's incredibly important to me. South Dakota, our agriculture is our #1 industry in South Dakota, and so as we get into the Farm Bill debate this year, I'm going to be very focused on making sure that we have a Farm Bill in place that is good for American agriculture and good for American consumers. And that really starts with making sure that consumers know where their food is coming from, where it originated. One of the things I hear from folks across South Dakota is the importance of all our food products, but in particular beef, knowing its origin. And if you think about the beef that you buy in the supermarket today, at the grocery store today, in many cases, the only thing American about it may be the plastic that it's wrapped in, if that. And so I've introduced now the American beef labeling system, which would require mandatory country of origin labeling for beef so that the American consumer will know where their beef is coming from. And I hope to have that included in the next Farm Bill.
Good morning, friends. I have exciting news to share with you this Monday. Top Democrats are working together to propose a new relief plan that would provide millions of Americans with extra stimulus check every month. And these payments may be worth as much as $600, but there will be stricter eligibility requirements. So friends, please make sure that you watch until the end of this video. Also, I will be giving away 2 $75 Walmart gift cards this coming Friday to say thank you so much for being part of this community. If you'd like to enter the weekly giveaway, all you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the weekly giveaways. Millions of families benefited by the expanded child tax credit in President Biden's $1.9 trillion stimulus law. Hundreds of thousands of employees without dependent children also received increased payments under the same law, which increased tax credits going to low and middle-income workers. The figures were released by the Biden administration as it neared the first anniversary of the stimulus law. The bill that was signed into law also included $1,400 direct payments to most Americans. The payments were included in Biden's proposed $1.75 trillion spending bill that also sought to fight climate change, expand health care coverage, lower child care and prescription costs, and restore at least some of the federal deduction for state and local taxes. The latest data report shows that thousands of additional Americans became eligible for the relief payments since the law was signed. That includes families who had children in 2021, as well as those who did not take advantage of receiving half of the credit in monthly payments and preferred to claim the entire amount when they filed their returns. Democratic Senator Cory Booker recently stated, "Those were resources towards working families that make a difference, and it accounted for the greatest cut in child poverty in the history of America." One study found that the relief payments did not discourage the parents from looking for work, and the U.S. Census Bureau reported that around half of those receiving the checks spent some of it on food. about 40% on their rent or mortgage, or even on utilities, and 30% spent it on school supplies. Senator Booker is helping to lead the effort on Capitol Hill to restore the extra relief payments. Booker said negotiations are going on right now to determine whether the payments will be part of the new legislation. Senator Booker and 4 other Senate Democrats have sent a letter to President Biden and Vice President Harris, urging them to include the extended child tax credit in the final bill, calling it the biggest tax cut for low and middle-income families in American history. The senators wrote the expanded child tax credit is a signature domestic policy achievement of this administration and has been an overwhelming success. After historic progress, it is unacceptable to return to a status quo in which children are America's poorest residents and child poverty costs our nation more than $1 trillion per year. Congressional Democrats are trying to come up with a bill that Senator Manchin will vote for, without losing the backing of others who may abandon their support if certain provisions are excluded, such as increasing the federal deduction for state and local taxes known as SALT, which was capped and has been capped at $10,000. The state of New Mexico recently enacted a new state-level child tax credit that will provide benefits to every single child throughout the state, increasing the credit to an even more meaningful amount, and will only build on this progress and provide greater economic security to families. Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has also finalized her support for a specific proposal. The governor is endorsing Senate Bill 10. It is legislation that would send one-time rebates of $750 to single tax filers or $1,500 to joint tax filers. The latest proposal marks the second year in a row that lawmakers have pursued rebate legislation. Last year, lawmakers passed 2 different rebate-related bills. One bill sent out $250 and $500 rebates in July to New Mexico residents who made under a specific income threshold or adjusted gross income. This year, the latest round of $750 or $1,500 payments is expected to go out to as many as 875,000 New Mexico taxpayers in the summer. According to a draft of the Senate Bill 10, payments would go to tax filers regardless of how much income they made. However, the bill says in order for people to automatically receive a rebate, they will have to have filed a tax return for 2021. Well, my beautiful and most amazing friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this Monday. Thank you so much, friends, for joining me here every day and for being part of this community. I will be announcing the 2 winners this coming Friday. If you would like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then leave a comment on, the greater your chances, my friends, of winning the giveaways. Thank you and have a wonderful and very blessed week.